Hi again, everybody. It's time for your news break from the pages of the paper of Montgomery County for Monday, May 21st, 2012. I'm Frank Phillips reporting. On Saturday night, two of Southmont High School's earliest and most beloved coaches were inducted into the Southmont Athletic Hall of Fame during ceremonies at the Wabash College Allen Athletics and Recreation Center. Ken Coudray was the school's first football coach. He moved to Montgomery County from Evansville, and he brought his assistant coach, Ron Hess, with him. Together in 1971, they brought together boys who had been rivals before consolidation and turned them into winning athletes and longtime friends. Coudray coached football and wrestling that first year. Reminiscing about Coudray, one of the Athletic Hall of Fame board members, Kyle Myers, said, "Next to my dad and my family, I would consider Ken Coudray to be my blood." Coudray received thunderous applause from those in attendance. The second inductee was former track and football coach Ron Hess. "What he did as a track coach was phenomenal," Myers said. Hess spoke about his coaching career and concluded with a few emotional yet wonderful words about his colleague, friend, and fellow Rotarian, Ken Coudray. Both men received framed coaches' jackets. Hess estimated 200 to 250 people attended the banquet. "It was a great night," Hess said. "I saw some people I hadn't seen since they were in high school." Some athletes from every sport were recognized. 28 more people were inducted into the Hall of Fame. Each received a replica jersey with their high school number emblazoned on it. Congratulations are in order for all of the former coaches and athletes who were inducted into the Southmont Athletic Hall of Fame this year. When we come back, we'll have more local news, Weatherby's 3-degree guaranteed forecast, and a look at local sports. This is Newsbreak from the pages of the paper of Montgomery County.
Bad wrecks happen to good people. That's why people take their wrecks to the good people at Gould's Body and Paint in Crawfordsville. Gould's will work with your insurance company to provide an accurate quote of your needed repairs. Then the iCar Gold Class specialists take over, restoring your vehicle to good as new. Gould's will service any make, any model, any type, or amount of damage. Just remember our motto: at Gould's Body and Paint, our business is a wreck.
At Zahn's Floor Covering, we don't offer washers, paint, or lumber. Floor covering is our expertise for your home or office. At Zahn's Floor Covering, we offer luxurious styles of carpeting and realistic-looking vinyl patterns, and we do it better than anyone else. You'll fall in love with the possibilities at Zahn's, all backed by professional installation, superior personal service, and our 3-year installation warranty. Stop by Zahn's today and see why we want to be everywhere you are.
And we're back. Crawfordsville Mayor Todd Barton has declared today to be David J. Hadley Day in the city of Crawfordsville. The proclamation was made Saturday evening at a retirement reception for Hadley, who has served on the faculty at Wabash College for 43 years. More than 150 people attended the reception for the political science professor and community volunteer. In making the proclamation, Mayor Barton saluted David Hadley for his inspirational teaching, mentoring of students, and leading the South Montgomery School Board and the Indiana State Ethics Commission, among other accomplishments. Hadley earned his undergraduate degree in journalism from Indiana University and was inducted into Phi Beta Kappa. He later earned his master's degree and PhD in political science at IU. He began his career at Wabash in 1969 and was promoted to full professor in 1986. He chaired the political science department at Wabash from 1989 to 1991 and from 2000 until his retirement this year. He also served Wabash as its Dean of Students from 1991 to 1997. In 1990, he received the college's highest teaching honor, the McLean-McTerman Arnold Excellence in Teaching Award. He has specialized his teaching on American government and political behavior, but he has constantly pursued new interests. Twice in his final 4 years at Wabash, he guided a freshman tutorial class to Montana and Wyoming as part of his innovative course, Fly Fishing: The Liberal Art. He has been an active force in state and local politics, claiming the Indiana State Ethics Commission or chairing it rather, from 1995 to 1998, and again from 2005 to 2006. He chaired the Montgomery County Democratic Party from 2001 to 2007, served as a precinct committeeman for 12 years, and served on the South Montgomery School Board for 8 years, 6 as its president. He and his wife Sheridan are members of the Wabash Avenue Presbyterian Church, where he has served as the president of the Board of Trustees and president of the Board of Deacons. Mayor Barton's proclamation was one of many tributes paid to Dr. Hadley. He also received proclamations and notes from an Indiana state senator, Senator Todd Rokita, and Rahm Emanuel, mayor of Chicago. His 43-year service to Wabash makes him one of the longest-serving members of the faculty in the college's 180-year history. Throwing around a baseball with your dad is probably one of the best memories many men have. Seeing a baseball brings nostalgic reminders of youth for many more. For others, simply thinking of your father brings happiness. Ryan doesn't have those memories, and he is the subject of this week's Jump Into Action story. Ryan just turned 11 and is raised by his single mother with his sister. He doesn't have the chance to go outside and simply throw a baseball around with his dad or play a game of basketball with him. His father is sadly absent. But this doesn't mean Ryan doesn't have a chance to make those memories. He is hoping he can make those memories with someone he can look up to. Ryan is currently on the waiting list for a male mentor with Montgomery County Youth Service Bureau's Juvenile Mentoring Program. This mentor won't replace the father he doesn't have, but this mentor can help him understand that there are men who care and who will support him as he navigates through his preteen and teen years. Ryan needs a mentor because he needs someone to look up to, Jill Hampton, Jump Program Manager, said. He enjoys being outdoors, riding his bike, and loves sports, especially baseball and basketball. He also likes soccer and wrestling. Once someone gets to know Ryan, he is outgoing and talkative, Hampton added. Becoming a mentor to a boy like Ryan is simple. You must be at least 18 years of age and have a passion to make a difference in the life of a child. Mentoring is easy, only requiring 2 hours a week. Instead of spending your Saturday at a movie, why not mentor? Hampton asks. In the long run, you'll be making a difference in Ryan's life, and your life is apt to change too. Your relationship with a boy like Ryan can make a huge impact in his life and may even prevent negative behaviors later in life, Hampton said. To become a mentor and help deplete the growing waiting list of boys who desire and need a mentor, you may call Hampton at 362-0694, extension 12. The paper of Montgomery County, in cooperation with the Montgomery County Youth Service Bureau, is publishing weekly stories of young Montgomery County children who are in need of a mentor through the juvenile mentoring program known as JUMP. This is the third story installment. All names and some situational details have been changed to protect the confidentiality of clients. Don't be fooled by the for sale sign in front of Superior Moving and Storage on State Road 32. Deb Cedars isn't retiring at 82. He has too much energy for that. Cedars and his wife Noreen just want to downsize the business from moving and storage to just moving. 50 years ago, Cedars bought out the business from his old boss, Bob Blacker. For 10 years, Cedars worked nights at Mid-States Wire and days at Superior Moving and Storage. He recalls catching naps on furniture pads in the back of the truck in those early days before the safety of workers and motorists was the bugaboo it is today. The time came when Delbert, or Deb Cedars, as he's better known, decided he had to give up one of his jobs, so he quit Mid-States and bought the business from Blacker. That same year, he went to Indianapolis and signed up with American Red Ball. The first warehouse was on Grant Avenue in Crawfordsville. There was a house and a warehouse at the back of the property. After a fire destroyed the house, Cedars sold the land and the warehouse to Wabash College around the year 2000. There have been several memorable moving jobs in the past 50 years. When the courthouse was renovated, he moved and stored all the furniture during the renovation. When floods struck, he helped relief efforts by transporting goods to Fort Wayne and to Oklahoma. Deb also helped build 3 Habitat for Humanity houses in Mississippi after Hurricane Katrina. In 2001, he and Noreen transported the Boilermaker Express from West Lafayette to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California over Christmas. That was a sad year due to a death in the family, and Noreen said it was easier being on the road over the holiday that year. The famous train engine could have been shipped by rail, but the people in charge wanted someone to be with it all the way, so Superior Moving and Storage in Crawfordsville got the job. We had bad weather all the way out, Deb recalled. In 2002, Deb received a Sagamore of the Wabash from Governor Frank O'Bannon and was honored by Red Ball on his 40th year in business. 4 times over the years, his company has received 100% satisfaction honors from its customers. In 2002, Red Ball gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award. Noreen believes Superior Moving and Storage holds the record for being with Red Ball 50 years, owned by one generation. Elks also made Deb the Citizen of the Year. That was a big year, Noreen said. It's been interesting and rewarding, Deb said about his 50 years in business. Not all has been happy for Deb over the past 50 years. His first wife, Doris, died of cancer in 1976, but he found Noreen and she is the light of his life. They were married in 1987. For years, they have served together on the committee of the New Richmond 4th of July celebration and are faithful members of Wabash Avenue Presbyterian Church. When Claude Johnson came up with the idea of getting fire departments to donate their old equipment to communities in Mexico, Johnson needed a place to store the trucks and turnout gear. Deb came to the rescue for Johnson and the Crawfordsville Rotary Club. Now at 82 years old, Deb doesn't want to retire, but he wants to get out of the warehouse business. He still likes to drive, just not as much as he did in 1963 when he first got his commercial driver's license. After all, the roads are a lot more congested today than they were in 1963, he said. And best wishes to Deb and Noreen Cedars as they celebrate 50 years in the moving business. One more local story to share with you today. This comes from the weekend edition of the paper of Montgomery County. Larry Wright, owner of the Hairport, pops one of the ashtrays out of the arm of his barber chair. The ashtray was designed to be removable so it can be easily cleaned. Soon it will be popped out for good. On July 1st, Indiana's new smoking law goes into effect. The law prohibits smoking in nearly every business where people are employed. There are exceptions such as bars, riverboats, and casinos. Wright said he doesn't expect his barber shop to be affected because he has just 1 or 2 customers who smoke while getting their hair cut. In the past, no one inhaled more secondhand smoke than barbers, Wright said. Now, smokers are more cautious about being around non-smokers than they have ever been. Wright said his smoking customers will look in the window and if they see non-smoking customers, they'll wait outside until they're through smoking. Wright said he will abide by the non-smoking law. A law is a law, but how are they going to police it, he said. I think this law could be avoided. It should be up to the business owners. The Diggers Cafe staff thinks they will lose customers when the law goes into effect. Enough customers that it may be a problem for the diner. Diggers allow smoking, but when you walk into the door, 2 things strike you. There are no ashtrays on the tables or the counter, and 2 odd-shaped ceiling fans are constantly turning. Nicole Goins is cook, waitress, and cashier 7 days a week, she says. Goins wipes out the ashtrays and removes them from the table when smokers finish their meal and leave. She removes the ashtrays because the non-smokers don't want them on the table, she said. She said her smoking customers will leave when the smoking ban goes into effect July 1st. Smokers say they will stay home and cook, she said, but that won't last long. One solution might be to set up tables outside the building for the smoking customers, but she understands the law to read those tables have to be 8 feet from the door, so she estimates the restaurant could only have a couple outdoor tables if the city permits it. Ryan Shepard describes himself as a regular at Diggers. What they need to do is to tear out the wall, he said, lighting up a cigarette. On the other side of the wall is the office. They need to tear out the wall and put non-smokers in there because there are a lot more people who smoke than don't. Belinda Goins is Nicole's mother-in-law. I think we should be able to have smoking and non-smoking, she said. Then she tells about a restaurant that is no longer in Crawfordsville that had both smoking and non-smoking sections. We're supposed to have freedom, she said. People ought to be able to smoke whenever and wherever they want. Some people can quit. I can't. Shepard said he's glad people will be able to smoke in bars. I have to smoke when I drink a beer, he said. If they want to regulate something, they should regulate alcohol, Belinda said. Alcohol causes more problems than smoking, Belinda said. Smoking doesn't cause problems when people are driving. All right. Well, let's check our Weatherby's 3-degree guarantee and see what the temperature is going to be today. Weatherby says you can look for a high today of 70 degrees, and it's going to be rainy, maybe even stormy. So take the bumper chute when you go out today. All right. Now let's check sports. Montgomery County will be represented at next week's regional, but it's not the school that has dominated the sectional in recent years. Crawfordsville ended North Montgomery's 4-year reign with a 4-1 win in the sectional championship Friday. Members of the Crawfordsville girls tennis team joyfully cheered when the number 2 doubles team of Morgan Raiders and Elizabeth Flynn beat North's Lydia Smith and Hannah O'Brien to take home the title. It's the first sectional championship for the Athenians since 2003, when Crawfordsville won its 5th straight. It didn't come easily for the Athenians. North's team made Crawfordsville earn the title, particularly both doubles teams. We did an awesome job, Crawfordsville coach Jeff Strickland said. Our girls played great. This was an absolute fight. North played awesome too. We have great girls, great kids. They have really toughed it out, had a ton of heart. Crawfordsville's Darcy Fitzpatrick and Hillary Sheets beat North's Brianna Hampton and Aaron Suter at number 1 doubles 7-5, 7-5, giving the Athenians a 2-1 lead up to that point. With the number 2 singles match between Crawfordsville's Hannah Chalmers and North's Samantha Storms slowed because Storms was suffering from cramps, the championship came down to that match and the number 2 doubles match. Raiders and Flynn 6-4, 7-5 win sealed the championship. We had a lot of drama tonight, Strickland said. They've done it all season, never out of it, always compete to the very last point, and they did that again tonight. North assistant coach John Guthrie said it was, quote, we probably played our best match of the season. 2 doubles did a heck of a job there, he said. We played real well at 1 doubles. I knew that was going to be a tight match. You could see the nerves, a freshman and sophomore there. They didn't blink. They handled it real well. Crawfordsville also won at number 2 and 3 singles. Chalmers beat Storms, who braved cramps in her left leg at the end of the second game and continued to play through it in the third. Destiny Nelson beat North's Sarah Storms to tie the match at 1 apiece. He did a really, really good job, Guthrie said of Strickland's coaching job. They improved a ton. North's Abby Williams opened the match with a win over Crawfordsville's Megan Leach, 6-1, 6-1, giving the Chargers an early 1-0 lead. With the sectional win, Williams qualifies for the individuals regional. Megan is our leader, Strickland said. Abby is really, really good. Our 2 and 3 singles players to get a win, both sophomores, is awesome. Crawfordsville will play either Northview or Greencastle in the Greencastle Regional at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Well, that's about it for our look of news, weather, and sports. A lot more content inside the paper edition, or look above this video window and click on the e-edition. Also, check out the news, weather, and sports on the left hand and the bottom of this page for the latest. I'm Frank Phillips reporting from the pages of the paper of Montgomery County. You have an outstanding day, okay?